Shivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. So we saw the first one, Tattvamasi. Any questions, clarifications you need on this? Clear? Okay. That means if Mahavakya is clear, everything is clear. Consciousness, when it manifests in your mind, unhindered by anything, then you experience Ananda. I didn't say only then consciousness is there. Consciousness is always there. But it is, you are distracted by all the other thoughts, this, that, etc. That's why. So when those thoughts are arrested, either by the fulfillment of a desire or by something you saw, beautiful moon, when the thought is arrested, there is nothing to block that consciousness from manifesting more in your mind. Yeah. It is, okay, people can make a mistake with this. That a disturbed mind, you will not recognize consciousness. When the mind is quietened, you will recognize consciousness. That is not true. That's not true. Yes, it's like the reflection of the sun. Clear water, you see it. Disturbed water, can you say sunlight is not there? It's there, no? It's disturbed, but it is there. So consciousness is always there. And recognition of consciousness does not depend upon clear mind or unclear mind or anything. It depends upon knowledge and ignorance. That's why there is a verse in Sanskrit which says, Antashunyam Bahishunyam Shunya Kumbai Vambase Antapurnam Bahipurnam Purna Kumbai Vambase. Inside empty, outside empty. Like an empty pot kept in space. Inside full, outside full. Like the full pot kept in the water. In the ocean. Ivambare. Means what? Don't mistake. Okay, the mistake made. Consciousness is in the body. Get it? Mind is in the body. First body, then prana is in the body, mind is in the body, consciousness is in the mind. That means you are making the consciousness something very tiny. Which is more pervasive, your body or your prana? Actually speaking, body is in the prana. Prana is in the mind. So mind is more. Because your mind can extend beyond your body. Maybe after the class I can demonstrate that to you. How the prana etc. extends beyond your body. Okay. So if consciousness is limitless, yeah, and your body is limited, consciousness is in the body or body is in consciousness? Your body is in consciousness. Then why are you saying conscious in the mind? Because where do you recognize consciousness? In the mind. Okay, like I'll give you an example. 6 inches above my head, exactly 6 inches above my head. There is a light. Do you see it? 6 inches above my head. There is light. Anyone sees it? Do you see my hand? Can you see my hand without light being reflected? So my hand you are seeing. Reflected light you are seeing. Are you seeing the light as say? No, no. Reflected light you are seeing. But there also there is light. Is there darkness above my head? No, no. There is light. It's gone into the background, so you don't recognize it. Similarly, consciousness everywhere. But I can't recognize consciousness here. This is consciousness. I have to recognize it here. Because where is the sense of I? You don't say I. I. So you recognize it there. So Upalabdhi Sthanam, the point of recognition. That's why you think it is in the mind. Buddhi Guhayam, Hridaya Guhayam, etc. These terms come. Okay. Hridaya Guha, cave of the heart. What do you mean cave of the heart? There is no cave. Only heart is there. But the core of your personality, the core of what you say as I. We are all thinkers, right? So, I is ahankara, I is a concept. So, what should you be saying? Where is the I? Do you say I here or I here? Where do you say? I here or I here? Where do you feel? Say I. Now try to feel I. Hridaya Guham. Understand that? Just where you are feeling it. Because seat of emotions. No, heart is just a muscle. What emotion is there? Heart is just a muscle. But where do you feel it? Okay. Where do you feel? Yeah. Or Buddhi Guha, because concept is here in the Buddhi. So the core of the Buddhi is where the Atma, I, is recognized. Because where do you recognize the Atma? In the mind. Now, where is the mind? Never mind. But where is the mind? Mind is not here. Mind is available in every cell of your body, na? But this is the instrument. Buddhi, your brain, is the instrument that connects up the subtle mind and the gross body. So it becomes an instrument for you to function. Therefore, we think brain is mind. Science talks about it like that. Hey, which reminds me, when are you ready? Today evening? Okay. Satsang? Okay, today evening, for the satsang, we'll present how science looks at consciousness. Okay? Yeah. How science looks at consciousness, and whatever discussion we want, we can have that. Good to have for a change, understanding of that. Okay, yeah. So, Buddhi Guha, etc. is only place where you recognize. Because you sense the I there, therefore you recognize it. Yeah. Otherwise, consciousness is everywhere. Where is it not? But because the mind seems limited by the body to this body, the mind is there, so it's okay. Consciousness is manifest in the mind. This is called Sahaja Tadatmyam. There is a natural connection between consciousness and mind. Wherever the mind is, consciousness will be manifest there. If the mind is floating around there, consciousness will be manifest there. If there is no mind, you don't see it, it's not manifest. No, there is no floating minds here. I can sense floating minds. Okay, if it's there, I'll tell you. Yeah. You walk along the Ganga, some areas you will see. There are floating jivas around. Yeah. So consciousness is manifest in that jiva. In that mind it is manifest. Natural. This is called sahajam. Natural. That mind is connected with this body. How? How do you think it is connected? A given mind connected to this body is how? Karma. Karmajam tadatmyam. It is called karmajam tadatmyam, born of karma. Okay. Karmajam tadatmyam. Association by karma. Because of karma. This mind could have been anywhere. But my prarabdha karma pulled it into this body. Now you may not like the body, but this is your prarabdha. Okay. Prarabdha karma. Which is also not a problem. What's the big problem about it? It's karma, it's okay. You go through it. Prarabdha karma, you go through. Then you take that body mind as the Atma I. That is called Brantijam Tadatmyam. Branti, error, mistake. That's the mistaken notion. Brantijam Tadatmyam. So in Vedanta, what were you trying to negate? Only Brantijam. If your prarabdha connection, that mind and body is taken as I the Atma. That is called Brantijam. So Brantijam Tadatmyam is negated on the study of Vedanta. Sahajam is natural. Why do you want to negate it? Natural. Karmajam also, once you know the truth, no big issue. Why do you want to negate it? If you want to negate it, you can. Jump into the Ganga. Mahatmas have done that before. Yeah. Both ho gaya. Enough. This prarabdha, kitna jeena? How much should I live? I lived, I gained this knowledge, purpose of life is over. Now body is getting old and disabled. So, walk into the Ganga. People have done that. I know people who have done that. Huh? Yeah, it is suicide, but it is acceptable for people who know the truth. Even for those who don't know the truth, consciously leaving the body, samadhi, by practice. There's a practice about it. Anyone wants to learn? Okay. Okay, I'll teach you. It'll take you 10 years of practice, okay, before you can master it. You have to be ready for 10 years of serious practice. Yeah. That's why I tell all my students, I am supposed to have a long life. But if if the body gets too non-functional, sit in samadhi and go, aur kya karne ka? That's my present thinking. My teacher thought otherwise. He said, even with my last breath, I will show what it means to be a guru, a teacher. I was there with him for a samadhi. And he used to be wheeled into the lecture hall on a bed. Wheeled in. Because he couldn't, he will prop him up and he would teach. He would take a class. But his lungs were compromised, so minimum amount of words. And I used to tell all my Guru Bhais, sannyasis or other teachers, this is not for the public. There is a lot of people gathered. This is full packed. People are standing. So this is not for the public. This is for us teachers. He is showing us how to teach using minimum words. So until his dying breath, he was a teacher. Yeah.
Maji conducted the last memorial.
Yeah, I was there for that, all that samadhi and all that. Buried him there. I was there. Anyway, so, yeah. Louder.
Why do jnanis, I've heard some jnanis have already taken jala samadhi.
Sorry, somebody will have to repeat that. I can't hear you.
Jnanis have taken jala samadhi.
Huh?
Some jnanis have taken jala samadhi.
Huh? Jala samadhi.
Jnanis have taken jala samadhi.
Who can take jala samadhi?
No, we have heard some jnanis have also taken jala
Yeah, there are
samadhi.
sadhus who have taken jala samadhi. Yeah, I know them. Even famous names. Swami Ram Tirtha took jala samadhi at Uttarkashi, opposite Tapan Kuti. That's where he took some. But there are people. Why not? Why should you not tell me? Why not? Both ho gaya. Enough. My mother was alive. My mother and Swamiji went in the same year. So my mother would always ask me, why is the Lord not taking me? Now what will I tell her? She used to stay with my sister and I used to drop in and see her at least a couple of times a week. Let's see. Why is the Lord not taking me? I said, ask the Lord. What else can I say? Ask the Lord. Then she decided. no more food and drink. It's time for me to go. She was 91. Time for me to go. And she stopped eating, stopped drinking, and went. Very peacefully. Why not?
My mother did that at
Yeah, exactly. Many sadhus do that. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm trying to say is, these types are acceptable. Okay, acceptable within our system, within the ethical system of Sanatana Dharma. Legally, you can stop eating and drinking, nobody can force you to eat and drink. You can sit in Samadhi and go, nobody can stop you. You walk into the Ganga, if there is a cop around, he will stop you. But in south, near Palani hills, there is a sadhu who wanted to take Samadhi. The DMK government put 2 cops outside his room. He should not be taking Samadhi. He laughed at them because he's sitting in the room and went in Samadhi. Yeah. If one is determined to leave the body and knows the technique of leaving the body, how can you stop him?
That's how Swamiji, a lot of Jain.
Yeah, it is there as part of this thing. It is there. Anyway, that apart. So, what we are trying to do in Vedanta is only negate Brantijam Tadatmya. Karmajam is not a problem. Sahajam is not an issue. So, this error, erroneous notions that I am the body, mind, etc. And this is so ingrained in us. Okay. That the very systems that is meant to free sometimes ingrains it stronger. Like I said, a sportsman is used to manipulating his body, mastering his body. But it may also end up with body identification being stronger. Yoga is meant what? You're practicing putting your body in a difficult situation and witnessing it. So witnessing is Sakshi Bhava, meditation. But you may get so attached to it. I can do this pose so well, I can do that, my body. You can get caught up. Anything in the world is like that. Something which is positive can also become a trap. Can also become a trap. Yeah. Difficult, challenging experience can make you grow or make you embittered. Either way it can happen. The idea is to keep yourself from getting embittered and growing. Yeah. So, anything is like that. So, with that prepared mind, when you listen to Vedanta, whole thing works. Brantijam goes, you are free. So, are we ready to start another one? Okay. I think in the list they have published it is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Next one, correct? Okay. Now, this is not one of the 4 classical Mahatmas, Mahavakyas. Not one of the 4 classical Mahavakyas. That means Taittiriya Upanishad is from Taittiriya Upanishad. If Taittiriya Upanishad doesn't have a Mahavakya, you will not gain knowledge studying Taittiriya Upanishad. But Taittiriya Upanishad is one of the most important Upanishad quoted often in the Brahma Sutras. In the Sutra itself, the definition of Brahman, etc., is taken from Taittiriya. So now, the whole verse goes, okay. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam, who knows Guhayam Nihitam as manifest there. So Ashnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. He remains with all his desires fulfilled. He remains as Ananda. This is the statement. All right. So now look at it. Big blue fragrant lotus. Remember Samanadhikarnyam? I gave the example. I'm going to stick with the same example. So it immediately you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay. Samanadhikarnyam. All words referring to one and the same entity. Big blue fragrant lotus. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Perfect, no? 1-to-1 correspondence. Okay. Now, that means what? All the words are referring to Brahman. If they are referring to Brahman, what should be the relationship between the meaning of the words? Adjectival. Visheshna Vishesha Bhava, correct? So Satyam Jnanam Anantam should become adjectives of Brahman. Because what is Satyam is Brahman, what is Jnanam is Brahman, what is Anantam is Brahman. Correct? If you take it as an adjective, couple of problems will come up. Brahman will not become Nirgunam, it will become Sagunam. Number one. Have you seen any adjective called Anantam? Limitless. Anantam meaning Antam na vidyate. So limitless. Is there an adjective called limitless? Can limitless be an adjective of any entity? It cannot, because any entity is finite. Any entity is time bound, space bound. Therefore, how can there be Anantam as an adjective? Plus Anantam Satyam, Anantam Jnanam. No? The word Jnanam can mean what? Satyam will mean any existing thing. Bhu Satayam. So any existing thing is called Satyam. Truth, speaking the truth is also called Satyam. Satya Vachanam, there. Have you heard of anything Anantam that you can say? Have you seen any existing entity limitless? Even the galaxy is not limitless. It came with the Big Bang and end with the Big Crunch. Limited. Even though with our finite existence, it looks huge and limitless. It's still limited. So limitless cannot be an adjective unless you're using it for practical things. Okay. How many stars in the sky? Infinite. Not true. It's finite. Nowadays with computer models you can calculate it. It's fine. But practical infinity. It's called practical infinity. How many grains of sand on the beach? Infinite. No, they're not infinite. It's finite number. Huge numbers, but finite. Therefore, you don't know anything, any Anantam Satyam you don't know. There is nothing called Anantam Satyam. No object can be Anantam Satyam. No object can become Anantam Jnanam also. What is infinite knowledge? Physics? Then chemistry will come into the picture. Biology will come into the picture. Economics will come into the picture. Law will come into, so many things will come into the picture. So what is limitless knowledge? So Visheshna Vishesha Bhava is what? Adjectival relationship, not possible. Same thing. Like in Tattvamasi it is not possible. Here directly not possible. Easier. That's why very often when I am doing Mahavakya, I start with Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Direct. How is it possible? Then what? Then you will have to go into Lakshana Vakya again. Which Lakshana? Jaha Lakshana, Bhagatyaga Lakshana. You will have to go into that only. Nothing else can give you that. Because it's important to understand that piling up of adjectives will not make something limitless. In fact, the more adjectives you add, the more finite a thing becomes. Because the nature of adjectives is itirebhyaha swajatebhyaha vyavartakam. To differentiate one from its own kind is what an adjective is about. To give you an example, I am keeping quiet here. Mind has a huge amount of possibilities. No? As long as I am silent, possibilities are huge. Now I am going to say one word. Pen. I said one word, pen. What has happened? It has shrunk, no? It is not the sun and the moon and the stars and the earth and the rivers and the lakes and the oceans and the people and the others and the spoons and the knives and the forks and plate and table and chair and pot and glass and phone and what is it? Pen. So how many things you excluded by saying one word? What you excluded is huge. Now, but the set of pens can be huge, no? So, add an adjective. Gel pen. So, fountain pens are gone, ball pens are gone. Okay? Gel pen. Then, I give a particular make. Forget the make of this. Uniball. So Parker, Wilson, this, that, all gone. Uniball. Look at it, with every adjective what's happening. Then blue and silver in color. Black, red, green, whatever, all gone out. Then I give a location, one in my hand. So from this huge possibilities, what have I done by adding adjectives? Isolated it, made it small. So that is why now, if I give a description of Brahman, saying Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman as adjectives, what will happen to Brahman? You narrow it down. Atma is infinite, divine, supreme bliss. You hear that a few times. All speakers in English say this. Atma is infinite, supreme, divine bliss. Atma is infinite, supreme, divine bliss. You hear it and you also say, Atma is infinite, supreme, divine bliss. What is infinite? I only know finite things. What is supreme? Lux supreme. A soap. Oh, supreme commander. Supreme commander is not a rank in the army, okay? What is supreme? I don't know what supreme means. Big boss. Big brother watching, like. Yeah. I mean, what is supreme? Divine. What is divine? I mean, I really don't know what is divine. What is divine? Heavenly. What is heavenly? I mean, we use these terms. Something great, something nice. That's all it means, no? Oh, this cold drink is simply divine. It's a cold drink, yeah. What's simply divine? It's nice to say that, to praise the person who has made it. She feels nice about it. Okay. Yeah. But what is divine? Bliss. Anandana, bliss. Subjective word, you have finished it. Because bliss is highly subjective. Doesn't communicate anything. What is bliss? I experience bliss every day. Especially after Bandaras. I'm blissfully ignorant of everything. These are all. So similarly, if you are piling up Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman as adjectives, where will you end up with? Isolated, small little thing. Whereas Brahman, the very word, meaning of Brahman is not small. Brihatvad Brahman. The root is Brihat. Okay, the root is Brihat. Brihan, etc. But there are Sandhi rules coming in, it's Sanyakya, draw, all that is there. Brihat. In the sense of bigness. Those of you from Bombay, you have heard of Brihan Mumbai Nagarapalika. Big Bombay, meaning greater Bombay. Yeah. Brihat is in the use of bigness. It's an adjective. Brihat will evolve into an adjective because big is an adjective. What is the size of big? When I say big, what is the size? It's an adjective. So it will depend upon the noun following it, isn't it? Big dog. Oh my God. Huge. 3 feet at the shoulder. That is big. For a dog, that is big. But is that elephant big? 10 feet at the shoulder. No way a dog can be that big. Can it be mountain big? No, elephant can be a mountain. Big mosquito. From mountain big now to big mosquito. Oh, that is big for a mosquito. Big microbe. You need a microscope to see it. So even though adjective qualifies the noun throws its limitation on the adjective. The bigness will depend upon the noun that follows. From micro big to mountain big. Big planet, Jupiter, you can see in the sky. Among the planets, Jupiter is huge. That's why it's called Guru. Not Guru because he's Guru, but Guru because in sense of bigness. Many Gurus get there in time. I'm struggling not to get there. Brihat. Now, this is the relationship between adjectives and nouns. Now, our rishis were smart. They took the adjective and made a noun out of it. The big. How big? There is no noun to limit the bigness. There is no noun to limit the bigness. No microbe to make it microbe big. No dog to make it dog big. No elephant to make it elephant big. No mountain to make it mountain big. No planet to make it planet. Then what is it? The big. Brahman. So from the adjective you made a noun, now how are you going to add adjectives? If it is supposed to be the big and all adjectives will make it small, can it have an adjectival relationship? It's not meant, that's not the purpose of it. If you wanted to make it small, you wouldn't call it big. Of course, there is a serial when there is one where there is one Mr. Big, no? You have not seen that serial? I mean, come on, yaar. I know you all are seeing it. You know, every night I do half an hour channel surfing. Because I have done all serious work throughout the day. Now I just want to empty my mind of all the nonsense. So fill it with some nonsense because it's easier to shift the nonsense out of your mind. Serious things stay in your mind. So I do some channel surfing. So I see all this. There is one Mr. Big in one of the serials. What is the serial? आश्रम में कैसा बोलेगा इसी द सीरियल करके Sex and the City. Don't ask me what is happening there, I don't know. But I know one character is called Mr. Big. Okay. So, other than that, but we are deliberately calling him Mr. Big because he's a huge guy, that's it. Tall, hefty guy, okay, big. There are taller and heftier guys. You go to WWE, you will see all of them. You go to sumo, watch the sumo wrestlers, they are much bigger. But anyway, you won't call something the big and add adjectives to it. Adjectives will not make sense there. Therefore, Lakshana now. Back to our good old Lakshana. Bhagatyaga Lakshana or Jaha Jaha Lakshana, that's called. Same name. People like to use Bhagatyaga because it's easy to remember. Ek bhag ko tyag kar do. One bhag, you give up. Bhag means part. One part you give up, one part you retain. Bhagatyaga. It's easy to remember. That's why people use the word Bhagatyaga Lakshana instead of Jaha Jahal all the time. But Jaha Jahal is also equally valid. It's a combination Jahat and Ajahat. Anyway, Bhagatyaga Lakshana. Now how will you start? You can start with any word. It's easier for understanding if you start with Jnanam. Okay. And how are you going to use Lakshana? Anantam Jnanam. Knowledge which is limitless. Jnanam can mean knowledge in Sanskrit. Jnanam can mean knowledge. It can mean the object of knowledge. It can mean the person who is knowing. In Sanskrit, it can stand for all three. So, Jnanam can mean the knower. Jnanam can mean knowledge. Jnanam can mean object of knowledge. Any of these three is Anantam? None of them is Anantam. No? Remember, if it is Jnanam, it has to fit in with Anantam. There has to be harmony between all the three words. No? So it cannot be knowledge, knower or known. Then what is it? Okay. Let us start with the knower. Because we are talking about Brahman. And we are saying, he is saying, those who know, who knows it, he is Ananda. So Ashnute Sarvanka. Brahmavid apnoti param, he says. That's how it starts. Param apnoti, moksham apnoti. Therefore you want to be Brahmavid. Okay. You want to be Brahmavid. If you want to be Brahmavid, you have to know Brahman. So let us start with the knower. Okay. If you are starting with the knower, it has to fulfill the condition of Anantam. Knower is this person that you see. What is this person? Consciousness manifests, mind, body, etc. Does the body fulfill the condition of Anantam? Tyaga. Mind? No. Prana? No. Emotions? No. Knowledge? No. Ignorance? No. What is left behind? Don't say nothing. You. You are there very much. So from you, the conscious being, the one who's sitting and listening, what are we doing? Negating all that is mithya. Remember that satya mithya, then don't forget that. That is common for all the Mahavakyas. All that is mithya is negated. All that is not you is negated. All that you objectify is negated. To use, if for more clarity, if you want to use the seer in logic. I am aware of this body. I am not the body. Okay, let us go back, more fundamental. You have two types of experiences. No? One is I am body. Why? Body is hungry, I am hungry. Body is fat, I am fat. Body is sitting, I am sitting. Body is short, I am short. Body is tall, I am tall. So I equals body. One set of experiences. Then you'll also come and tell me, Swamiji, yesterday I went to the gym and what a workout I had. My whole body is aching. My whole body is sore. What? My whole body is sore. I thought your body. Previously he said, I am tall. And now he is saying my body. Hey, I and mine cannot be the same. No? I, my book, my phone, even if it's an iPhone, it is still my phone. This is not an iPhone, by the way. Okay. Yeah. iPhone is a brand, but it's still mine. You'll have to say my iPhone. Mine and I are two different things. Both cannot be there for one and the same entity. Someone had asked me about this consciousness issue. That's why I'm clarifying it more. So I and mine cannot be the same. If I and mine cannot be the same, then we have to use some logic to have some clarity which is you. What is the minimum requirement for you to say this is not you? This is mine but not I. What is the minimum thing you need? You have to be aware of it, isn't it? Okay, phone I can keep down. Clothes, I can take it off. I mean, I'm not going to do it, don't worry. Sadhu आदमी कुछ भी कर सकता है. Stripping is officially allowed in the Indian tradition when you're taking sannyasa. Okay, you drop everything into the Ganga, everything that you're wearing, and then you walk north. If the Guru wants to get rid of you, he'll say keep walking. So people who want to take sannyasa from me, be careful, okay? I'll do that. If I want to get rid of you, I'll say keep walking. Then he calls you back and gives you your first set of clothes and everything. Otherwise you have got nothing. Anyway, so my clothes, I'm aware of it. Therefore it's not me, minimum. Are you aware of this body? Very much so, my body, I know. Someday I'm having a backache. You go to a doctor, the doctor examines you. Nothing wrong with you. Everything is fine. But I still have a backache. Can the doctor deny the fact you have a backache? Then he or she will have to say, it's postural. Maybe you're sitting too much. Do some physiotherapy. Something you'll have to give. Because all the tests have come normal. Your MRI, this, that, everything has come fine. But your backache is your backache. You can't say no to that. If nothing works, psychosomatic. So too much of stress in your life. That's a good answer for everything. Why? Because my body, I am aware of it. Can't deny that. That means what? You are not the body. For the time being, you may say mine. I will ardhangikara, I will do. I won't accept it fully, but okay. Not mine. Mine, but not I. Then, how are you aware of the body? With my mind. Prana comes in between. Sense organs come in between. All of them you are aware of. Nobody says, I am sense organ. But you say, I can't see clearly. Array, one time what vision I had. Before the lookout sees it, I could identify the object in the sea. Now that I'm old, I'm bold as the best. I can't tell the glint of the sea from the glint of the guns. So, I can't see very clearly. You are aware of it, no? Hearing, thorough compromise. All that explosions and this thing, compromised. You can say that. You are aware of it. Prana, low energy today, yaar. I don't know what's wrong. You are aware of it. Your emotions, of course you are aware of it. Yeah. Though sometimes it takes a little bit of prodding. That's why sometimes your friend recognizes that you are in love with someone before you recognize it. Correct? Many of us have gone through this experience. So, emotions you are aware of. Knowledge, hey, my knowledge. You were there before you gathered the knowledge. So that's also not you. If none of this, I'm there, I must be ignorant. Are you aware of ignorance? How can I be aware of it? Anyone here knows Russian language? Looking at the Westerners. Anyone knows Russian? Oh, you know Russian. Okay, then I'll change the example. Anyone know Serbo-Coat? It's a small dialect, Serbian and Croatian. Border area, you'll get it. Anyone know Serbo-Coat? No. Are you aware of your ignorance of that language? So you are aware of what you know, you are aware of what you don't know. You are aware of your ignorance, it is not you. Hey, I want to get to know you. Who are you? Who are you? You can safely say, I am the one who is aware of all this. We come a long way from the body to I am the one who is aware of all this. That means what? You are the very content of the awarer. You are the awarer who is aware of all this. Correct? You are Mr. Awarer or Miss Awarer. When I talk, I am a talker. When I walk, I am a walker. Unless I am the phantom, then I am walker permanently. Surname. When I am aware of something, with respect to what I am aware of, I would be called awarer. With respect to myself, pure awareness, consciousness. This entity is put as Anantam. The consciousness is presented as Anantam. Bhagatyaga, remember? All that you are not, all that is mithya, not you, not you, not you, not you. Neti, neti, iti. Not you. Body, mind, etc., not you. All that is not you. But one part, from this conscious being, body, mind, etc., negated. What is left behind? Consciousness. The witness, the witnessing consciousness. What is that consciousness? Limitless. So, limitless consciousness is jnanam. So, the jnanam by lakshana stands for consciousness, not the knower, not the known, not knowledge, but the content of all three. The content of all three. Why? How is it the content? Consciousness manifest in the mind is the knower. Consciousness manifest in the mind is the knower. Consciousness manifest in an object is known. That will be clearer when we do Satyam. Consciousness manifest in a thought is knowledge. Because without thought there is no knowledge, including spiritual knowledge, including Vedanta knowledge, including knowledge of the Mahavakya. What is the nature of the thought, etc., we will see later. When I am doing Aham Brahmasmi, I will clarify that. The nature of that cognitive thought that recognizes I am Brahman. So, consciousness with the mind, knower, the same consciousness manifest in an object is called known. The same consciousness manifest in a thought is knowledge. Anantam Satyam. I could have started with the object, but it's more difficult to understand. The starting with the knower is easy. Yeah. Because this is inert, it can't know, right? But it is knowable or not? Yes. So there is a book called this Drigdrishya Viveka. Asti bhati priyam rupam namaschedamsha panchakam aditrayam brahma rupam jagad rupam tatodvayam. This object, asti, it is existence. Bhati, it is known, therefore consciousness. Lakshanaya. Priyam, I like it. After all, my guru used to use this as an example. Of course, I like it. Memories of him. Priyam, Ananda. And Namarupa. Asti Bhati Priyam is Brahma Rupam. Namarupa is what? Jagat Rupam. Namarupa is Jagat Rupam. Namarupa is what is called as Mithya. Asti Bhati Priyam. Brahman. Satyam. Asti Bhati Priyam is Brahman. Therefore, Satyam Jnana, it is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Therefore, Jnanam Brahman. Jnanam Anantam Brahman. One word is enough. You don't need Satyam. But he brings in Satyam. Why? Because we are talking of conscious objects. What about unconscious objects? Inert objects? What about the world I see? No, this is everyone's issues. When you start studying Vedanta, I am consciousness, all right. That's fine. But what about the world that stands against me in my experience? If I don't see the mithyatvam of the world, I will never be able to say I am limitless consciousness. That means what? I have to see that every existing form is dependent on existence. That's why I said last time, remember? Book. Truth is paper. Truth is wood pulp. Truth is hydrocarbons, molecules, atoms, subatomic particles. How far will you go? You can even go from subatomic particles to a concept, because at that level, at quantum physics, there is no difference between that observer. This division is reduced, so it becomes a concept in my mind. That concept in my mind is based on what? I consciousness. Therefore, existence is nothing but consciousness. Or you go the other way around and say there is limitless existence and there is limitless consciousness. Because Anantam goes with Sat, Anantam goes with Jnanam. So limitless existence, as we saw last time from this book. You've seen it enough in our classes and all. Therefore, Anantam Satyam. Behind this book, in fact, behind any object in the universe. Only what will change is, supposing you're on Venus, then it may not be a hydrocarbon. It will go into most probably some sulfurous compound. Okay, yeah, some combination of sulfur and silicon. But then again, it will come back to the same thing: forms of existence, particles. Is that will still hold valid. Go to another galaxy, there may be made of material which you are not aware of also. No? Does it make a difference? It will still come back to back. It is a form of existence. You go to heaven, place, form of existence or not? It's a place, it's got dimensions. There are different dimensions from it. So what? We are talking of 14 dimensions, Baba. Science has admitted the possibility of 11 with the bending of space, etc. String theory. We are talking of 14 dimensions. So, different time-space series. But it comes down to the same thing. Does it exist? Yeah. Then form of existence. It doesn't exist, then no problems. If it doesn't exist, why are we talking about it? In fact, there is nothing like non-existence. There is nothing like pure non-existence. When you say non-existence, it is always a compound. The horns on my head, like Hellboy. The horns on my head are what? Non-existent. The horns exist on a cow, on a bull. It doesn't exist here on my head. So the combination doesn't exist. The combination of two existing things is not there. No? So all your non-existence is an idea based on existence. Shunyam, I already talked to you about yesterday. I discussed with all the Shunyavadis, especially the Zen masters. They say, Swamiji, it's not exactly Shunyam. It is that which is beyond this illusion of the world. Because Shunyavadis are very subjectivist. Because everything is inside. In Buddha, the thing. Okay, whether Kshanika Vijnanavadam or Shunyavadam, it's all inside. So, two Buddhists are arguing whether the world is inside you or outside you. And a Zen master was passing by. He said, Sir, can you resolve this doubt for us? So, Zen master looked at them. Is that rock that is lying there inside you or outside you? Well, according to your philosophy, it should be inside us. It's not a wonder you can understand nothing. Why? You have a big rock sitting inside your head. So in my discussions with them, that's why I said yesterday also, because it is responsible, it is a basis for all your illusions, we said, let us form a new translation for it. Non-conceptual reality. A reality that is not conceptualized. That was acceptable to them. To the Zen master, they were acceptable. Non-conceptual realities. So what is non-conceptual reality? Nirgunam Brahman. Or kya? Brahman without any gunas. Brahman is the big, the reality. Absolute reality. Without any gunas, without any concepts in it. So what is the big thing? I'm not coining a term. I'm coining a term, but it's based on the Shastra, nothing else. I don't have anything independent to say. So now you have Anantam Satyam and Anantam Jnanam. There cannot be two Anantam. Therefore, what is Satyam is Anantam. What is Jnanam is Anantam. Therefore, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. And that is called Brahman. That is you. Because Jnanam, there is no source of Jnanam other than you. Na? That's why I said, well, let's start with the knower. Is there a source of knowledge other than you? Some another person. That is like this kid in school was asked, children, do you have an example of an amphibian? Tommy, what is it? A frog. Very good. Give me another example. Another frog. It's a total PJ, but another frog. Okay. Another human being is same, you. There is no source of consciousness other than you. Therefore, what is said as Brahman is you. If you know it, apnoti param. Itna hi baat hai. That's all there is there to it. There's some nuances which we will see later. Okay? Yeah?
Swamiji, I got a bit turned about here. So, you said that it's not...
Satyam and Anantam, no? That one.
You said it's not an adjectival relationship.
Not?
Not an adjectival relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where we started.
Yeah.
After that, like, the points that you...
Yeah, that Lakshana, I said some nuances to be clarified. Next class I'll clarify all that. Satyam Jnanam Anantam is not completely over yet. Okay? Completely over? When is it completely over? When you can say, I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Okay? Then it is completely over. Until then it's not over. But some explanation is still left. We'll do that. Okay? Oh.